Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to one more book launch event. My name is Jyoti, the host for today on behalf of Aten Books. आशा करती हूँ आपको हमारी नए बुक से ऑथर से मिलना उन्हें पसंद करना आ रहा होगा। हमें कमेंट सेक्शन में ये बात जरूर बताइएगा। आज हम जिस किताब के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं उनकी ऑथर का नाम है मिस्टर जॉन फर्नांडिस एंड उनकी बुक है बियॉन्ड वेल द ट्रू एसेंस ऑफ लाइफ। इस किताब में मिस्टर जॉन ने बहुत सारी चीजें हमें बताई हैं। फर्स्टली आई जस्ट वांट टू टेल लिटिल मोर अबाउट मिस्टर जॉन. He is a passionate about science, journalism, law, politics. He is a love and pet nature as well. His career has taken around the world along to rise various ranks, work with some of the most influential people in the society. He had also honored with Dr. Cyrus Poonawalla, one of the richest individual in the world, and hosting Prince Charles, now the King of UK, for which he was acknowledged by Majesty Queen Elizabeth, among other celebrities. आइए अब मैं उनकी बुक के बारे में कुछ आपको बताती हूँ. बियॉन्ड द विल, द ट्रू एसेंस ऑफ लाइफ takes the reader on an introspective journey through the complexities of modern existence, where the pursuit of wealth often overshadow the more profound aspects of living. In a world where technology and media constantly redefine success and happiness, this book challenges us to reconsider our priorities and true meaning of life. Though series of thought-provoking narratives and reflection, the book delves into the often overlooked aspects of our existence. It highlights the importance of self-reflection, healing, and the intrinsic value of human connection over material possession. So, we have known lot about the book. We have heard lot about the show. But I now want him to come here and introduce himself live. Hi, sir. How are you?
I fine, thank you.
Yes, sir. How's your feeling? Like your book is now live on Amazon. It's been a book which has been going to be read by a number of people, and lot many will be going to learn many things about their life also in this.
Yeah, it makes me feel very proud, especially because I have written this for the first time and I want to venture out into many more. Hopefully, I would like to send a message to everybody. This is all about people, this is all about people knowing what is required in the society. We need to get together and make sure we make this world a better place.
So I want to know a little about you, like what actually you do and how was your childhood?
Oh, my childhood was not very easy. My childhood was quite difficult. I've gone through tough times as a kid. Eventually, I got educated and started working in various fields, rose to various ranks, did very well in life. And here I am today. I have a small little business of mine, which is a pet retail store. A lot of things are planned in the same industry. Eventually, we plan to expand, and I don't know where it will take me.
Yeah, it will take somewhere good only, sir. So, as you now an author, just need to check like you were a reader at your childhood.
Not really. I do a lot of reading, but not books per se. I
Okay.
love to read, but somehow I feel that you need to tell your own story in your own way. So I even before writing this book, I refuse to read certain things. Yes, I have read a few interesting people and chapters that are really close to my heart, but I wanted to get into writing in a very different way. Experience. I wanted to share a lot of things that may not be written by people. Something that is
Okay.
very raw, something that is very personal, something that is very, happening in the society today. So there is nothing wishy-washy on things. but I want to express myself in whatever I do and whatever I write now and even in the future.
Okay. So, as per you, a one author who you loves the most, you love reading his books.
Oh, quite a few of them, quite a few. I
Okay.
don't know to name at the moment.
Okay.
To an
No
extent, I'm
issues.
very fond of Chetan Bhagat because of the way he writes things.
Yeah.
And Sudha Murthy is the one who inspires me a lot. There are a lot of them,
Okay.
but Sudha Murthy is somebody who I actually love her simplicity. I
Okay.
relate a lot to her.
Mm-hmm.
I am not even worth being close to her, but I relate a lot that she does, a lot that she says, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of motivational talks that she gives people. And I somehow love that.
Okay. So, what actually make you inspired to write a book?
My inspiration has been very, very long. I mean, I have been wanting to write for many years, but I realized that there is nobody who can give me a push, or nobody who could have faith in me. Nobody would imagine that I could write. I knew it that I could do it, but I wanted somebody to give me a push. But now, as they say, when things don't fall in place, you take a plunge. So, very quietly, in a very simple way, I used to make notes, and I came across some of the videos that you guys had posted. That's when I
Okay.
realized that my dream can, really take place with the help of your company and wonderful people that you all are. And I took the plunge, and here I am today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. Few lines always make our day by saying that we have covered some dreams of lot many people. Yeah.
Yes.
So, sir, as you have written the book on wealth, so what inspired you to explore the concept of wealth beyond material possession?
Well, I from the very beginning, as I have been a struggling child and struggled all my life, I realized that wealth is something that is not actually, distributed properly. Wealth, I consider wealth to be not a good word for me. I have seen so much of poverty. I've seen so much of injustice. I've seen so much of people struggling for little things in life, which only because of financial constraints they could not achieve. Even if you
Yes.
see education wise, the poor people do not get the right education.
Yeah.
Elderly people do not get the right medication. There are people who are homeless. There are people's homes demolished because of little money. So wealth has been one of the biggest evil, according to me. Now it can be used for good purpose. It can be a beautiful thing, but mostly, if you see, wealth has done only damage. It has very rarely
Yes.
done something good.
Differences are being created by money only.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, how does modern technology influence our perception of success and happiness?
Once again, modern technology is something that is not very close to my heart. I feel modern technology can do a lot of good. If you see modern technology, they can use it for, you know, making lives better. Today, people are shown wishy-washy things, shine and a lot of glimmer all over, but there is nothing. I mean, people get carried away with by the modern technology, but they do not sort of do justice to what nature actually demands,
Yeah.
and it's misleading. Modern technology actually is misleading, especially the youngsters and the people who are not exposed to life. Modern technology shows a very rosy picture. It does not show the fall side of it. So I feel if the technology is used properly, it can benefit people, but actually technology is used for wrong reasons at the moment.
Yeah. So, sir, there are many misconceptions that everybody is having in their life. So, about wealth that we read in books and that we see in daily life are something very different. So, how we can differentiate between them? how to remove that misconceptions?
See, wealth, I feel, is a very beautiful thing. Everybody needs wealth, everybody needs finances, everybody needs the money. But we can differentiate it is by making sure that we are responsible for that. Firstly, I feel the wealth that people have is not earned by them. Most of the people who have wealth is all of the family ancestors and people who have. The new generation has habit of flaunting wealth. Instead of flaunting wealth, if you can actually do some kind of service with your wealth. I'm not saying give away your wealth or don't
Yeah.
be wealthy. Being wealthy is good, but being wealthy comes a responsibility. I,
Yes.
everybody decides to take responsibility towards each and every human being around us. You will not see poverty. You will not see beggars. You will not see, people carrying children, making use of those babies to beg. All those kind of things will not happen if we really, make the right use of the wealth. On the other hand, people who have little wealth, they struggle to, even have 2 meals a day, and those are the people who are honestly struggling to work, honestly earning their money, and it makes no sense in their
Yes. So, uh, how you felt like when you were at an age where there are limitations of material, limitation of wealth was there. So, any one instances how what was the situation, how you feel, and how the life now. So, what's the comparison? What's the pros and cons of both the time?
see. I personally have grown up as a very poor child. As I lost my
Yeah.
father, as a 7-year-old boy, and I had to take up the responsibility of the family. Having 3 sisters, and when my father, I lost my father, now you are the father, you are a family. So I imagine, I have gone through that phase where I had to work, I had to support my family, and I had to be there for my mother. Every single day I had to be there, she looked up to me. And when I started working, I started menial jobs. I even, as a baby, I used to go and buttons in a tailoring shop. Then I had the time where I could have used that time to play or maybe use that time to study or have any other recreation I wanted. But I lost all of it. I don't regret it at all. That was very important for me to support my family.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of what. But gradually I realized that there are so many things that you long for: good clothes, you long for books, you long for even a small bicycle or smallest of the things. So that's when I realized the importance of wealth. And again, from the childhood, I have seen this. Everybody should have wealth, and everybody should have enough so that they can take care of the minimum
Yes.
needs that.
Yeah. Understand. Yeah. So actually, that make us strong also. Yeah. So, what some common nowadays people feel like having financially stable or having money is only one thing from which they can earn the world.
Yes.
So, how people can defame because everybody cannot become rich, everybody cannot earn into millions. So, how
Yeah,
to
some
make
people
that
who have all
understand?
the money, they think they own the world. In fact,
Yes.
not only the world, they think they own every human being. And
Yeah.
I am totally against this. I feel the money belongs to whoever it is, but the world is everybody's. Like every human being is related to us, whether we like it or not. We have divided this world very badly, divided it in color, divided it in caste and creed. But I don't think we should give in to rich people's hands. There needs to be a force or a community that needs to break this rich people's attitude towards the people who cannot afford things. I feel rich people are responsible for poverty in the world. If rich people have to realize that they are multiplying their riches at the cost of people, at the cost of people who work for them, I think that somebody has to take up and make a huge change all over the world.
So, like, then how these rich people can, like, what type of role, what type of nature they should build, like, what practice or habit they can make in their life to, while having becoming a richer is not getting, earning the world or owning the everything in their hand. What type of thought, what type of habit they should maintain?
See, they should be having certain percentage that should go for a cause. Now there are a lot of philanthropists who are, trying to do it. Again, I don't support that. So if there is a millionaire who has millions and millions of rupees and he's, throws away a little money and makes a big noise about it, I don't think that's worth it. This has to officially happen. All over the world, the rich people should be burdened to take care of the less marginalized people, people who cannot afford to have certain basic necessities. So the rich people have to be put in order by the entire world organization, where they need to be told, like, there are ways of spending, there are ways of, we tax the poorer people, we tax every
Yeah.
person on us. But rich
Yes.
people get away with everything. I mean, they can throw away this money and it will not get over. But they'll
Yes.
never do anything for a good cause, nor will the governments of the world, not only our country, all over the world, they don't hold them responsible. So the spending is not justified.
So in that case, our community should support the individuals.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
So
what
what?
we do
Yeah.
is we need to get very personal. Now, at this moment, in our country, we are very badly divided with caste and culture and creed and all that. We have a huge division. We need
True.
we need to find out how can we make sure that there is no beggar on the street. How can we make sure that there is no elderly lady walking with a stick without her son holding her hand? How can we make sure that the responsibility is shared by the children? So all these things is what I am trying to get into this book, so that I make people, if they are not responsible, at least a thought should come into their mind that something that's happening needs to change, and it needs to change faster, because we, I think, are going backwards, and our elders and the community is suffering a lot today.
Yeah. So, like, what are the basic, your book suggests, like, what should be the balance between financial responsibilities with a pursuit of deeper life goals? Like, how does the book suggest?
See, I have always, all along written about being responsible. So now, how they can be responsible is they are part of it, but how can the government make them responsible is important.
Yeah.
Today, I don't see any government making rich people responsible in any fashion. Today, they want to explore everything possible for themselves. They want to buy, flashy houses, flashy cars, and they are even trying to reach the moon. I very strongly believe that today moon does not require anybody to visit. Today, Earth is shattered. Earth is in bad shape. There are wars. There are fights. There are people dying. There are little babies being shot by drones. And we are talking about going to the moon. What is the need to go to the moon when your Earth is not in peace?
So, like, as in your book, how, what is the role of nature in finding true commitments according to the book?
Role of nature.
Yes.
Role of nature is role of nature is very beautiful. In fact, I think nature teaches us how to love and how to live. I have mentioned nature. If you see a simple cow, which I have mentioned, cow does not, saturate her milk and keep it for herself. Everybody
Yes.
eats, has the milk. Every baby has the milk. The entire world has the milk given by cow. Every tree that is planted gives enough fruit for everybody. But today, what is happening is it is all commercialized. This was not made by God so that it can be bought and sold and make money. No, that was what nature was not all about. If you see, the sea is full of fish, No matter how much you fish, the fish multiplies so that people can be fed. Similarly, fruits, vegetables, and today we are toying around with nature. We are just destroying things. We are. I have mentioned Greta Thunberg, whom I really admire. She's the one who's fighting for the environment, and there are millions and millions of people in this world who are hale and hearty. They are not even voicing out. They are not even when they see a tree being chopped, even when they see an animal being butchered, even when they see a hen that is being slaughtered in an unethical way, nobody opens their mouth. We have become so selfish that for our own greed we are destroying the nature. If you see
Yes.
anything and everywhere, we are destroying nature, we are harming nature. And God has given enough for everybody in limitation. You can eat nobody has to go hungry, nobody has to sleep without eating. But this greed that is there in the industry today, the commercialization and selling of the meat, selling of the vegetables, selling of the fruits, buying it at a throwaway price from a farmer, selling it at 100 times the price. This is not what nature had called for. This is what nature was not made for this. Even if you see the water and the seas, even the sea travels all over the world. It does not have boundaries. There is nowhere in the world you can have boundaries for a sea or a river. It just keeps flowing. So why
Yes.
can't our goodness flow like with the nature? And why can't we respect nature? Nature is, if you respect nature, nature will take care of us. None of the millionaires will take care of us. Nature itself will take care of every human being, because nature is made by God and God has made us all. So if we
Yeah.
respect nature, we will be taken care of by nature.
So, some practical steps which can be taken to shift our focus from materialism to a meaningful pursuit.
Well, I think there has to be some kind of a movement, like United Nations does a lot of things. Similarly, we have to have some kind of a force that will work towards fairness towards wealth. Wealth not only that needs to be distributed. I think we need to make sure that education is paid attention to. Uh, Taking care of people, the medical facilities all over the world, I feel should be made free. I've been again and again saying, what is the use of this wealth if this wealth cannot support humanity all over the world?
Yeah.
If you really see, even our hospitals, they are supposed to be charitable organizations, but you don't see any charity happening there. The moment you get into the hospital, first thing they demand is the money, and
Yes.
it begins with what ward and how much money and what treatment and so on. And I don't think this is the right way. I think like there are few countries abroad where medical facilities are free. So when
Yes.
you have medical facilities free, the disease itself is taken care of. Now, disease,
Yes.
when I say, I mean not only disease in human beings, even disease in charitable organizations. All the charitable organizations are exploiting poor people and people, middle class people, and everybody to make money. And
Yes.
it is not justifying. So somehow there has to be a law that needs to be put in place all over the world, where medical facilities become absolutely free, whether it is a rich man or a poor man or a baby or a person who is doesn't have anybody. So the basic thing, the wealth can go towards this medical facility. Again, another thing I would suggest is, where I have written in the book, why should education be charged? Education is knowledge. Knowledge is comes from all over the world. This is
Yes.
not a private owned knowledge. In every book, similar things are taught. Then why is it that the education is paid for? Why are educational institutes making millions of rupees? They have so many of these, especially in India. If you see, all these rich people, after selling properties today, they have started medical colleges and various
Yeah.
colleges and charging lakhs of rupees for what? I mean, why can't anybody put their foot down and say education is not for sale? Why can't free education go? And why are people who are, less marginalized, people who cannot afford education, why do they not get a place in the society where they can also become something? I don't agree that rich man's child can become a scientist. I am sure the poorest of the child will become a scientist in it. But
Yes.
our society does not want to give opportunity to poor people. They block
Yes.
them. They make sure that they don't get anything, and they feel it they don't deserve it. So who are we to decide who deserves what? So these are the few parameters in education, health, all these things, taking care of the elderly people, taking care of the homeless people. These are the priorities which need to be taken up all over the world. Today in Africa, children are not getting food.
Yes.
Their bones seen. You can see their bones. You can see them on the floor,
Yeah.
literally begging for food. And nobody's heart melts. Nobody. There are people who see those pictures and immediately go and have a burger or pizza. I don't understand how our hearts don't melt. How are we not holding ourselves responsible for the atrocities that are all over the world? So I feel the humans are becoming more and more selfish, and we need to break this. And to break this, we need to have laws in place, laws all
Yes.
over the world. And this is where United Nations and all the other charitable organizations that are working towards needy, they all need to come together and hold some kind of a conference where they take a call that there is not a single child in the entire world, the entire, if need be, if need be, I feel they should even ban certain produce to go to commercial houses, like food grains and vegetables and fruits and milk and all the other things that should not be commercialized. I think that this call
Yes.
has to be taken. Basics for the human
Yes.
beings should be kept, out of the rich man's hand,
Yeah.
because there is no definition of which farmer cultivates how many fruits, and which farmer is going to decide how much you're going to eat and how much you're going to pay, because that does not belong to anybody but a human being.
Yes.
So how is this going to happen? I don't know, but I suggest if some people get together, some youngsters. I'm all the time saying youngsters should make a change. Youngsters should do things. Youngsters should question the people who are holding the riches and hold them accountable, hold them responsible. So we can make a start somewhere.
So, according to you, we should start educating the younger ones, the
Absolutely.
younger generation.
In fact, the education, our education system, I just don't agree with our education system. I do not want to know which king lived in which era, which queen was doing what was the history. Let's start living in today's world. Let's
Yeah.
teach our children to be respectful towards our parents. Today, our parents are on streets. Parents are begging. Parents are doing so much for us. There's no responsibility from the children. Children are not taking care of road safety. Children are not taking care of the young girls that are getting raped. Today, girls are getting raped. Somebody's filming the rape. Why is it that we are not, how are we becoming like animals? If you see,
Yes.
animals are not like us. Animals have more culture, and what we are teaching in schools and colleges are, I don't think practically it makes any sense. So I think
I also feel like animals have more brain nowadays than us.
absolutely, absolutely. You'll never see an
They,
animal raping another animal, or somebody for fun's sake. Here it's all fun, and people are getting away with whatever they do.
but nowadays, as we see, our younger generation, if we talk about, they also don't value about money. They don't value about generation. So, how to make them understood about these basic things? How to teach them? Because actually, we also said that schooling education system is not teaching them. They are just going with the theoretical things which has been going from the school wise, but how we as a parent or as a society can make them teach this, that okay, relations, money, everything is important, we have to value them.
See, what is happening is right now, certain people who have money, they have so much of money that they believe in giving youngsters this money and making them enjoy life.
Yes.
So, our this responsibility solely rests upon the parents. Now, parents want to flaunt, they want to get away with things, they want to have their own fun. So, what they want is they want privacy from their children. They want the children to be away so that they can be happy in life. So, eventually, parents are the ones who are destroying children. They are giving them excess money, they are giving them imported cars, they are giving them all the possible money to flaunt, eat, drink, do drugs, do drinking, everything possible, and they feel the kids are getting spoiled. It is the parents who are spoiling them. And unless they make and unless right now there are a few laws that have come in place where especially traffic rules and cops are holding parents responsible, which is a good thing, but I feel there should be more that needs to be done, and parents need to come to a conclusion where they restrict their children. They should be making their children responsible in what they do. Now,
Yes.
there was a recent case where one vehicle killed two youngsters, and that kid also belongs to a rich family. Not that that kid is not a human, but there has to be a responsibility. A kid cannot take two lives and go scot free.
Yeah.
So all this is happening. All this is happening because of the excess wealth that is flowing. So parents need to, understand themselves. Parents need to introspect. What can be done? Are they going right? Are they going wrong? What is the future of their children? Now, parents are not going to live for long, but when the child grows, the child is going to grow into a rogue. What happens
Yeah.
when parents are not there to protect them? Who's going to take care of them when there's nobody there? So if they don't hold their hand now and correct them, later on it's going to be very difficult for them, and they are not going to have any support or anybody to guide them, and they are going
Yeah.
to land up in prisons, or they are going to land up in bad company. Their life is going to be miserable. They are never going to be happy. So all this, I feel, is a parenting issue, and the parents are to be held responsible.
So, like, educating, like, as you said, educating is, we see that home is something which is the first teacher for the school for every kid. So that is,
Yeah.
if the young ones, for them also, these basic respect towards the girls, towards the people, towards money, even, has been, it should be taught from the parent side itself.
Absolutely.
So, according to this, what is the significance of healing the journey towards a more fulfilled life?
Well, today there are a lot of problems, as we mentioned. There are a lot of drug addicts on the road. There are a lot of girls who are going loose, who are doing business on the streets. There are
Yeah.
a lot of people who are not loved. So the process of healing, I feel, is not very easy. At the moment, there is a stigma. If a rich person finds a poor person on the street, he refuses to touch the poor person, or refuses to give a helping hand, or if a poor person falls, nobody picks him up. It's a stigma. How can I touch a poor man? Similarly, if you know a leper or a person who's got a wound, nobody will touch because it's a stigma. So if they see a girl who is not in good condition, nobody will take a step forward and say, "Okay, let me do something about this situation. She's like my daughter." Again, it's a stigma because people feel, "Arey, what will people say if I go to address so and so issue?" So it's become a very huge divide between the rich and the poor. So the healing is right now. What we need to do is we need to educate our people to be to have empathy, to have an understanding that everybody who's on the street or who's going through a lot of trouble is not because of their own reason. There are a lot of reasons. There are a lot of family issues. There are a lot of families where fathers and mothers are not getting along, so the child gets into drug abuse and alcoholism and things like that. So there needs to be a path where we start forgiving our children, we start accepting the situation, we start sort of accepting the girls who are called so-called loose girls. There are situations because of which they are fighting this world,
Hmm.
and unless the forgiveness is there in the society, unless we start respecting, unless we start accepting people, unless we start making the society our own. When you see somebody, we are very judgmental. I personally I agree. There are a lot of times when we pass judgments. I pass judgments, but those judgments are very damaging. They can be, they can make the person go bad to worse. So we need a forgiving hand. We need to go all out. There are prisoners, who are in the prison for whatever reason. We need to have a open mind to forgive them. We need to give them a chance. We need to give them a chance to become a better human being. So what we are doing is we are sort of punishing with double punishment. If something is done, we are punishing. Then go beyond. The person comes out. There is a stigma. The person is known as a prisoner. He was behind the bars. So we need to, the society in large, all of us need to get together and start a process of forgiving. Start being more
Yes.
compassionate. Start getting more loving. Start showing respect. We don't respect people. We need to respect human beings. Every human being who is breathing needs respect, rich or poor, on the street, on wherever, whatever situation. If you start respecting human beings, automatically you start loving human beings. And then when you start loving, you will realize that that person is your responsibility. And then you'll take another step going forward. You'll take that person and reach out to the person. You'll take the person to the hospital. You'll take him to
Yeah.
whatever care. You'll give him a house. You'll give him clothing. You'll give him food. So this process of forgiveness has to happen all over the world. In the West, a lot of youngsters are doing this. A lot of youngsters are going, distributing sandwiches, distributing money, distributing warm clothes. This culture has to come to our country. If this culture comes to our country and does this to all the people, I think the forgiveness will begin. There'll be no poor person on the road. There'll be nobody who will be sleeping under a tree without any support. So if all of us do little bit from our side, we can change the situation.
So, according to your book, how whatever the teachings been shared in it, how one can incorporate in its daily life and in decision making.
Yeah, as I said, we need to take a call. We need to decide. I am not saying wealth is bad. Once again, wealth is good. Wealth can be spent in a very beautiful way, but we need to do something beyond what we have. Like I have given an example of Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa came from a very good family, well-to-do family. She was a nun in a very beautiful place. But when she came to India and she discovered poverty, she decided to give her life to change the situation. She touched millions of hearts and millions of poor people. So there are so many Mother Teresas all over the world. There are so many Yusuf Malala, the girl who all got shot and almost got killed. She was being
Yes,
threatened
yes.
by the Pakistani.
Yeah,
Young girl fought them for the education of girl.
yeah. I
So
have read
she is a
Malala's
hero.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, so Malala, she's another Mother Teresa. So similarly, there are lots and lots of people. We need to join hands with them. All that we need is we require maybe thousands of Yusuf Malalas. We require thousands of Mother Teresas. We had so
Wow.
many. We had Baba Amte in Maharashtra working for leprosy, going all over doing things. Sonu Wangchuk is trying to save Ladakh. Greta
Yeah.
Thunberg is fighting. She was imprisoned few days back. She was imprisoned because she's voicing climate change. She's the only girl who has dared even the United Nations and the entire force of the world for not doing enough towards environment. So there are so many people who are doing. So let's make a beginning somewhere. Let's start somewhere. And as I've written in the book, various chapters on various things. One is the poverty when it comes to hunger and thirst, when it comes to care of mother and child, like how our parents do everything possible for our education, for our meals, for our growth, to get us on our feet. And finally, what we do is we drag the same parents out of the house and we put them in a old age home. So all these things need to change. We need lots of people to question ourselves. This book is all about awakening. This book is all about uh, making people feel, am I wrong? Am I feeling ashamed of my wrongdoings? Can I change? Can I become a better person? Can I can I also write? John Fernandez has written something. Maybe he's not written the entire truth. Maybe he's not covered all the aspects. Can many more people come and write? Can many more people express themselves? Can many more people decide a movement where they say, okay, I am going to start a small charitable organization to take care of orphans. I can start something to take care of the people who are begging on the streets. There are urchins who are there. There are eunuchs who are so-called looked down upon. Can somebody
Mhm.
take up this issue and say, okay, let's give them a respectable place in the society.
Yeah.
Let's praise them. Let's hug them. Let's make them part of the family. So there are a lot of aspects and lot of things that I've expressed, and I feel even if 5% or 2% reaches out all over the world, and people feel that humanity can once again come together and do various things together, I think it would be a beautiful journey for me to begin.
Yeah.
Though this is not the last thing, this has given me a lot of encouragement and courage to explore a lot of things. I'm going to write a lot more. I'm going to maybe become controversial. Maybe some will like me, some will dislike me, but I will do
Obviously.
whatever I can to make a change in the world. If I can contribute to the society, if I can make some change, I'll be a happy person.
And change is necessary. So, like we are into the professional world also. So, what we can learn from your book, like how we can implement in our professional lives and at workplace also.
Professional life is once again sad. Uh, as I keep saying, no person can become rich unless he has people working under him.
Yeah.
Professional life, I am seeing like if there is a person who owns a factory, that person will have all the possible cars, he will have all the possible wealth, he will be flying in a chopper, he will be flying in planes. But his workers, you will find them in torn clothes, you'll find them in torn shoes, you'll find them not getting enough salary, you will not find them not getting enough medication for their family, you'll find them striking for increase in pay. So in every organization there is nothing called being fair. So this once again has to reach. This has to reach all the rich people's ears that there is a limit for it's your stomach can only take whatever it can swallow and it can digest. But if you are building millions and millions and millions, and you are keeping your security guard without a meal, it
Yeah.
makes no sense in you being a rich man.
Yeah.
So, there, I'm not saying you give ₹1 million to a guard. What I'm saying is be, just think of an amount which a person requires to take care of two children, a wife, a medication, a decent home, proper facilities for a house for the child to grow and things like that, which is has to be made compulsory. Now, every profession, what we do is, big man is a big man. Person who's assisting remains an assistant.
Yeah.
He never will become a bigger person in life. He will not get
Yeah.
what he deserves. Big white collar guys, you'll hardly find people getting fair share of their salary. Today everything is measured with time and person's performance and person's
Yeah.
output. I don't think that's fair. I think in profession also we need to give a helping hand. Some people are brilliant, some people are very good, some people are too good, no doubt. But there is no reason why we can't take the people who are a little slow, people who are lacking. They are again our responsibility, so why not take them forward? So that positivity, if it comes in professional work everywhere, uh, today, fortunately, even in our country, women are given a platform where they can work. but again, they are not given a fair share of what they deserve. And
Yeah.
you will definitely agree with me. Woman is actually more hardworking, and woman is the one who works 24/7, not a man. So woman works in the house, woman works in the office, woman works while traveling, woman works with the kid, woman works to raise the kid, plans the child's future, plans the finances, does the struggle, takes care of the husband, takes care of the in-laws, does everything possible, and yet what the woman gets is maybe 25% of what a man gets.
Yeah.
Why is this happening? Is because men are not questioning. So when will the men start questioning? When will the boys start questioning about their mother? So professionally, if you see, again there is no fairness. So
Yeah.
uh, all this, whatever we speak and whatever we discuss, if we can tell the kids, your mama is working 24/7. What's your responsibility? The kid will become responsible. If
Yes.
the entire government and all over the organizations just spread this word that the lady of the house works 24/7, except maybe a few hours of sleep. The lady works much more than a man anywhere in the world. If you see, man has just to basics to make the money to do things, but the emotional support and the support that the woman gives and the work that she puts in, she can't say that I'm done with office work, so I'll not cook, or I will
Yeah.
not wash clothes, or I'll not take care of the baby. So for her, why can't a man say, if a man is getting 100%, woman should be getting 300%? When
Yeah.
will this day come? When will this day come? When when this world will decide the woman deserves more? So professionally, again, women are not taken care of. So I think there is lots that needs to be done, and we need to begin somewhere.
Yeah. Women has to raise their voice for themselves only.
Yeah, yeah, it's very sad. It's very sad,
Yeah. We
and
have to raise our voice.
it is not acceptable. I don't believe in this at all, because woman is the one who gives birth to that same baby whom she fights for. Woman is the
Yeah.
one who accepts the man in her life. Woman is the
Yeah.
one who does everything possible. And woman is the one who's suppressed. Woman is the one who's attacked. Woman is the
Yes.
one who's literally today being attacked by auto guys, taxi guys, uh, picked up and raped. And there again, woman has to go and prove and take this matter up. Man does not come forward to take it up. Even if you see in our judicial system, in the cops, in everywhere, woman has to go and prove herself, whereas the
Yes.
man should be going there and proving what has happened. It's the man who needs to say, I am responsible for what is happening all over the world with women.
Yeah.
Everywhere a woman is ridiculed only because she is a woman. And what is a fault of a woman? I mean, you grab her for everything possible. There is everything that we, expect a woman to do. But how much do we give in? We don't give in to her.
Yes.
So let's make a change.
Let's start. Let's hope it start from the day when people read your book, and from the next day they start that. Okay, this is something. The first thing which we have to do, we have to raise each and every woman in a better way, give them privilege, make them feel happy and important in their life.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Actually, you have shared that things with us like money is not a priority. Learning kids is from the home itself. Education system is not working properly, and the women. So 4 5 things which we have been covered in this is something which is a reason where we whole world are fighting with each other against each other, but no solution is coming. Still, we are on the same track that there is nothing in anybody's hand.
Yeah. We are instead of protecting the world, today we are exploring all the possibilities of getting ammunition to kill people.
Yes.
And how dirty a human race has become. We are getting huge bombs to kill small babies. In fact, the world should say ban ammunition. Ammunition is something that needs to be done away with.
Yes.
Bombs should be gone. guns should be gone, everything should disappear. It has to be just by acknowledging, loving, if need be, punish in a better way. But I don't think bombs are required.
Yes.
I think the concept of war itself is a big sin today. And again, nobody is speaking. And whoever is fighting wars, there are so many countries get together to either fight or defend.
Yeah.
But the entire world does not get together and say the concept of war should be gone forever. There should be no nuclear power. There should be no nothing to kill each other. Nobody has the right to kill each other, whether he's
Yeah.
right or wrong. So that needs to change.
Yeah. And hoping for the best. New life, new world, new creation should come as soon as possible.
Hopefully things will work. Somebody has to make the beginning. I have
Yes.
I have dared, I have tried my best without offending anybody, without, I have nothing against anybody being rich or poor. I have everything against people not being treated fairly. And my heart goes out to people who are not taken care of.
Yeah.
That's my only concern. And I want youngsters and people to realize that, come on, let's contribute and make a change in this world. Let's go beyond, think for better days to come and better future for our next generations to come.
Hoping soon to come. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing such nice, meaningful thoughts with us, because that maybe after looking this video, people go and read your book. They understand what actually the concept of becoming richer is not having the money. It's also helping others also with that money, and make an understanding like each and every people, each and every human being, even the animals are important. Treat
Absolutely.
them, save them, and love them. So we are sharing the link of your book, and let people go touch, read them, understand, and let get more reviews over it.
Thank you so much.
And people, after reviews, they should change their mindset also.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining, giving us a time, and hope to see the best after all this. I'm going to surely read this book and let people also recommend that this is something which is everybody should know about themselves itself.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for joining.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
So thank you everyone for joining this event. And I just like to ask that please subscribe, please like our channel, और हम ऐसी और सारी किताबें और authors के बारे में आपके पास आते रहेंगे. Thank you everyone.